Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and every week I take a close look at the real estate market here in the Villages. I'm going to orient you as to where the Villages is located. We are in Central Florida. The map you're looking at is showing you all active listings on the MLS as of today. Size of the circle denotes the size of the home, and the color of the circle denotes its price per square foot. That will be the case for all these maps that I show you, and you can see that it does indeed locate each home individually. The Villages is a 55 plus community. We have golf courses spread throughout, championship and executive. We have recreation, shopping, dining, and live entertainment in four town squares every night of the week. If you want to know what's happening to the real estate market here, what long term trends are, where properties are selling, where they aren't selling, this is the show for you. I'm going to break the Villages into four distinct geographic regions so you can compare between them. And a couple of things to note, the Villages has two distinct real estate marketplaces, the MLS and the VLS. The VLS is the Village's own internal marketplace. It's the only place you'll find new listings, but pre-owned homes are both on VLS and MLS. So if you're a buyer and you're only seeing VLS or you're only seeing MLS, you're only seeing about half of the properties available for sale. All of the information I'm presenting here is drawn from the MLS. The other point is that we produce this show every Monday. Make sure you check the date to ensure you're getting the most recent information. And as you look at this video, you get some sense as to the wide variety of homes available here. But it's worth noting that whether you have the least expensive home or the most expensive home, you have the same use of the amenities: golf, pickleball, recreation centers, swimming pools, etc. If you need to reach me, I can be reached either at DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Be happy to help you with any questions you have. If you're a buyer looking for a good deal, I think you'll find our data-driven approach will help you find one. And if you're a seller, I think you'll find our approach will help you justify the highest reasonable asking price. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what's happening in the Villages real estate market this week. We start every week by taking a look at the yield on the US 10-year note. The 30-year mortgage most closely tracks this rate. Even though most buyers here in the Villages are paying cash for homes, the fact remains that many of them have to sell a home elsewhere to get the cash to buy here, and that buyer needs a mortgage. So ultimately, the price of money, i.e., interest rates, will be a big factor in the value of real estate. We'll start by taking a look at all listings. As I said, I'm going to break the Villages down into four geographic areas. I'll show you how the listings compare. But for now, let's look at the Villages as a whole. This week, a small increase in the number of listings, up to 610 active listings as of today. This is all listings once again. Here we look at the median time on the market, which this week is 70 days. This is the highest number of days that we've ever seen here. And of particular concern is this next chart, which I've added some graphics to illustrate my point. This is the same chart that I just showed you, but I've overlaid on it these boxes. And if you look back to April of 2022, you can see that from April 1st through maybe October, the number of days on the market increased. The other three boxes are identical in size and slope. And I've also oriented the base of those to April of each year. Looking at this graph, it seems evident that through October or so, we could expect to see the median days on the market probably exceed 80 days. This is the graph that everybody seems to have the most interest in. Here we look at the median price per square foot for all active listings on the MLS as of today. We're at 250.75, barely above 250 a foot for the median price here, and this is the lowest level that we've ever seen. Last week was 250.84, which was previously the lowest level we'd ever seen. So before we take a look at homes that sold and homes that went pending, let's dive deeper into listings. Here we're going to examine the differences between the regions of the Villages. As I said, I've broken the Villages into four distinct geographic regions. The first is the area that I'm calling the North. This is everything south of Highway 42 and north of Highway 466. As of today, there are 275 active listings in the north. The north is the older part of the villages. The next area is the mid-north. This is everything south of 466 and north of 466A. This area includes Lake Sumter Landing, and as of today, 174 active listings on the MLS. The third area is the Mid-South. We're getting into the newer part of the villages here. This is the area south of 466A and north of Highway 44. Includes Brownwood Town Square, and this week, 62 active listings. And the final area is the south. This is the newest part of the villages. I'm going to show you some data a little later on, showing you when the villages was constructing homes in each area. But as of today, the south has 99 active listings, and this area is the area south of Highway 44. This is the direction of the village's future growth. Now let's look at the differences between the regions of the villages. I'm going to start by showing you the villages as a whole. This week, 610 active listings. Sizes range from 786 square feet to just under 5,000 square feet, with a median size of 1,527 square feet. Prices range from 164,000 to 1,000,006, with a median price of 373,000. And on a per foot basis, prices range from 133 a foot to 507 a foot, with 251 a foot being the median. I did mention this earlier, but it bears repeating. No matter the home you buy, whether it's the least expensive or most expensive here, you are gaining access to the full range of amenities. Here you can see the same information, but I've broken it down by region. So for example, you can see that this week there are 275 active listings in the north, 99 listings in the south. Sizes in the north range from 786 square feet to 4,054 square feet. In the south, from 961 square feet to 2,930. Prices in the mid-north range from 239,000 to 1,000,005, with 413 the median, and in the mid-south from 260,000 to 1,000,002, with 500,000 being the median price. Another perspective on the activity in the different regions. You can see how many active listings there are this week and how many homes went pending and sold over the prior 60 days. When we look at pending home sales and homes that closed, we're going to be focusing on the prior 7 days. Here we're looking at the prior 60 days for pending and sold. If the number is higher than the previous week, it's highlighted in green. If it is lower, it's highlighted in red. You can see active, pending, and sold for the four regions. This should give you a very good grounding as to estimating the levels of activity in all of these regions. Here we continue looking at all active MLS listings as of today. You can see what year the homes were constructed on the x-axis at the bottom and the number of listings on the y-axis on the left. You can see the entirety of the villages on the right, the north, middle, south, and south on the left. And it becomes apparent that construction in the north really ended around 2000. In the middle north, the main activity was between 2000 and 2010. Middle South from 2010 to 2020, and construction really only began in the South in 2020. Finally, a summary of all active listings. You can see how many listings there are by price segment. 610 total listings in the $100,000 to $200,000 price range, 9 active listings. Most active price segment through to 400,000, 221 active listings, and we have 2 listings that are over $1.5 million this week. Before I take a look at homes that sold and went pending, I would ask that if you find this information interesting or valuable even, please consider liking the video or even better, subscribing to the channel. We really would appreciate it. Here we're trying to get some sense as to what changed in the market over the last 7 days. We're looking at the number of new listings and the number of homes going pending. Obviously, new listings add to supply and pending sales reduce it. You're looking at a 4-week average, which still shows a positive 4.75, i.e., 4 3/4 more homes going pending than being listed. But as you'll see in the next graph, last week the number of new listings exceeded the number of homes going pending. This is the same information as in the previous graph, but here there's no smoothing. You're looking at actual weekly data points. You can see that last week there were 12 more homes being listed than going pending. Readings above the zero line indicate more homes going pending than being listed. readings below the zero line, more homes being listed than going pending. So we're going to take a closer look at the homes that went pending over the last 7 days, starting with how long they were on the market. Median days on the market, this is a 4-week average, is 54 days. Obviously, with inventory increasing, we would expect this number to increase as well. This is pending home sales once again for the prior 7 days. We're looking at the median price per square foot at which they went pending. This is a 4-week average, but we are still below 250 a foot, 248.96, the reading as of today for the last 7 days. Here we're looking at, once again, homes going pending over the last 7 days, and here we're looking at what the change was, the price reduction from the original asking price, 5.69%, a small improvement over the prior week, but we're still looking at buyers expecting a median almost 6% price reduction. We'll take two more quick looks at homes that went pending. This time we're back to looking at homes over the prior 60 days. You can see on this map, once again, size of the circle, size of the home. The brighter the circle, the more expensive per square foot. You can see the location of those homes that went pending over the last 60 days. They numbered 195. Now let's take a look at what prices were popular. Here I've broken down the homes that went pending over the last 60 days into price buckets. You can see that of the 195 homes going pending, 4 were between 100 and 200,000, 1 was over $1.5 million, and in the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $400,000 range, 71 homes went pending over the last 60 days. Now we'll take a look at the homes closing over the last 7 days. The 4-week average is almost 42 homes. I'm going to show you how that compares seasonally. A lot of people ask me when a good time to buy or sell here in the villages would be. I'll give you some sense in this next chart, but you can see that the number of sales is holding up in spite of the fact that inventory is very high. Here we look at the median time on the market for the homes closing last week. The 4-week average is 49 days. Certainly is some small encouragement seeing it below 50. And the median price per square foot for the homes that closed last week, the 4-week average is exactly $241 a square foot. It seems like it's been a while since we saw homes closing here, or the median price for homes closing, that is, above $250 a foot. I think it is worth mentioning that despite the fact that I focus primarily on price per square foot, there are factors here in the villages specifically that price per square foot does not capture things that are valuable to residents or potential residents, specifically location and privacy or review. Price per square foot is not capturing any of that information. This is a map showing you the location of the homes that closed over the last 60 days. You can see where activity is concentrated and where there is less activity. And here we look at the price buckets once again to get an idea as to what price points are popular here. 324 homes closed in the last 60 days. In the least expensive segment, 100 to 200,000, 5 homes. No homes closed in the last 60 days over $1.5 million. The most active price segment, the $300,000 to $400,000 range, 113 homes closed. This should help to answer the question as to when a good time to buy or sell would be in the villages on a seasonal basis. You can see sales per week, the weeks of the year on the x-axis and the number of sales on the y-axis. Dark blue line is 2022, light green line 2023, red line 2024, and Series 4 is this year 2025. You can see the number of sales did take a noticeable jump last week. The increase was so great that it even affected the 4-week average. You can see number of sales per week, the 4-week average for 2023, the light green line, 2024, the dark blue line, and Series 4 should be 2025, that is this year 2025. You can see that the number of sales last week was high enough to cause the 4-week average to rise significantly. Before I cover this next chart, I have a request to make. I know that a lot of my viewers and subscribers are realtors, and I would ask realtors specifically, if you find this information valuable, please consider contributing to my Patreon account. The link is in the description. It is only $5 a month, barely over $1 a show. I can assure you that I spend several hours producing the show every week. Here we're looking at all listings once again, and we're looking at what percentage have reduced their asking price from their original asking price. 62.46% of listings this week. It is a slight improvement from last week, but as I've been pointing out, the rise since the beginning of the year from under half of listings having reduced their price is dramatic. Here we look at what the reduction actually is. Median price reduction for all MLS listings this week is a 4.79% reduction. Certainly appears as if the median price reduction is having difficulty getting below 4.5%. The number of listings is increasing again, and I would imagine that sellers are feeling pressure. We'll probably see this number increase for the next couple of months. If you're a buyer and you're trying to find a good deal here in the villages, or you're a seller and you're trying to maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me at either DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to research properties for you, answer questions about life in Central Florida or life in the villages itself. If you have any questions, once again, DavidisinFlorida.com, DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you. Take care.